and I don't have any sort of view on what the future is going to look like.
At one point, it looked like there wasn't going to be this beginning because in college, you tore your UCL and you
Yep.
had to have Tommy John surgery. For a lot of pitchers, that could be game over.
I mean, that was definitely a tough time for me. That was my senior year of college.
Ooh, right at the finish line.
Right. So my junior year, I started talking to some MLB teams and ultimately didn't get drafted, but it was looking pretty good for that senior year. And so worked my tail off that summer, had my best summer yet in Mystic, Connecticut. Came back in the fall, had a really good fall, and it was like game on for me. Like I was as locked in as ever. And first week of the season, I threw a one pitch at James Madison University and just felt a pop in my elbow. And I kind of like took a step off the mound and like readjusted because like as a pitcher, like you kind of feel stuff all the time and you kind of
Yeah.
just go right through it. And then I throw the next pitch and then my whole arm just starts shaking. And I come in the dugout and I just like sit down and I'm like never one to like show my emotion that much in a negative way in the dugout. Like I'm very much like stone cold in that way. So I sit down and I'm just like looking at the ground and my coach comes over and he's like, hey, you're throwing the ball great. Like keep it up. I'm like, no, like this is different than that. Like it hurts.
Mm.
And so ultimately I get an MRI and it's completely torn. So it's a 12 to 15 month recovery. And now I'm just faced with this like really like weird timeline of it's a senior year. I'm about to graduate from George Washington, really good school, and and I don't have any sort of view on what the future is going to look like because what if I'm going to go do a graduate year somewhere? How is anybody going to even want to recruit me? I mean,
Mm.
I won't even be able to pitch until April. And so I sat down again. I remember being in the living room with my pops that summer, and with no idea where I'm going in the summer. And it was a legit thought of I just graduated from a really good school. Maybe it's time to just go get a corporate job. Maybe it's time to go pursue that side of my career. I mean, it's been an awesome run, but maybe it's time. And he told me he said this game has given you way too much, and you've given way too much to the game for it to end not on your terms. Like you have to be 100% certain that that's it. And he knew in my eyes that I was not anywhere close to that 100% certain. So I started pursuing other schools and ultimately Winthrop University in South Carolina took a chance on me. But showing up there, I mean, as a fifth year in college after I had 4 great years at George Washington, and just getting there in the fall and being injured was terrible. I mean, it was because I you always want to prove yourself. You know, you like once you get into a situation, I've always been that guy that's a leader, that's a really good teammate, and I felt like I was so limited to what I could do because I had never I'd never been in that spot where I'm there in a new spot and not able to pitch.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, I reshifted my mindset to be thinking instead of why me, instead of like why did this happen to me, of what an unbelievable opportunity to learn so much about myself. And I figured out there were so many different ways I could be a leader, so many different ways I could be a teammate without even throwing a pitch. And in order to earn the respect of my teammates, I felt that the best way to do that was to just show them how hard I work, show them how bad I want it. So worked my tail off that first fall, and then came back in 11 months and pitched my first game back in St. John's, which is wild. It was the only one game that we played at all in the Northeast. So I had like 50 of my family members there. Ended up just going 2 innings because of the pitch count, but 2 innings, no runs, finished on a strikeout, and the whole place went nuts. And I always say that was one of those moments where I just like kind of looked at myself after. I was like, I'm proud of you, Connor. Like I really am. Like you, there were so many different times where you could have given up, so many times where you could have kind of gone through the motions, and now you're in a really good spot. So it was Tommy John was by no means an easy process. It was really tough, but looking back at it, as crazy as to say, I'm glad I went through it.